Hello, everyone. It's good to speak with you all again. Currently it is 5:35 a.m. on July 1st. Which, for those of you who don't realize, this video is being recorded the same day it's being published. I try not to do that, but in this particular instance, I have, I think, decent reason. I thought I'd do a little update video for you all. Go over kind of what's been going on with me, what's been going on in my life, and thusly give you all the chance to kind of understand what's been going on with me, I guess. Because a lot has been, and I've been meaning to really say something for a while, but I've never really found a good way to. I was going to do something in like a community post for you all, just to keep you updated, because I used to do those a lot, and then I stopped, and then with every passing week, it was one of those, if I don't explain the reason why I've been gone for this long, then it won't be, it won't be fair. So every time I'd want to create a new post being like, sorry that I haven't been posting, doing community, like, engagement, every time I'd want to do that, I'd just think, but if I were to talk about this, I'd want to include this and this and this. And what I wound up realizing is I just needed to do like an actual video for it. So this is that. So today I will be going over a few things. First being kind of my current life situation, what I'm going through, what I've been feeling, and then I'm going to be going over kind of the future of what I have potentially planned, what I'm thinking about, and from there we can figure out what to do. Of course, if you want to listen to this audio and just fall asleep to it, to relax, that's perfectly fine. I don't know if I'll have another audio up for Friday. It's my hope, because I don't tend to like to have these kind of videos, I guess, non-roleplay, kind of out of character, just these kind of videos. I don't like them having like just the full attention for the entire week, because I know most of you probably don't watch me for just my voice. You probably watch me for the kind of audios I create, which is fine, don't get me wrong. I'm not, by no means am I upset by this. I just suspect that's the case. So hopefully I'll have another video up by Friday if you want to skip this one, or you just want to fall asleep to it. But if you are interested in hearing, actual life update, then that's what you'll be getting here. So let's go ahead and start, I suppose. 4 minutes in. Alright. So, first off, what's been going on with me? I really hate talking about myself because I always feel so conceited, but I think in this particular case, it's justified, so. So, what's been going on with me is that I have unfortunately been very, very mentally unwell recently. It's nothing I can't handle. It's nothing that I, am worried about necessarily. But it is... I have been very depressed these past few months. Which is a bit unusual, because I find that usually, though I do prefer the cooler months, I tend to have better mental health during the summer. And I don't know why that is, because arguably I'm more active during the winter months. But who knows? Maybe I'm lying to myself, honestly. But something that tends to make my mental health flare up a bit is when I'm very stressed, and I've been very stressed recently. Of course, as some of you probably know, I moved halfway across the country, and that's been both fun and miserable. There's a lot of stuff I miss from back where I used to live, and a lot of stuff that I miss about the people who used to live there, and so that's been kind of bumming me out. But moreover, other things, I don't have a job. I've been trying to get one, but simply put, I kind of exhausted all of the options I have. So I'm still looking, but I'm also trying to find, opportunities for self-employment, because that's what it's looking like I'll be doing. And of course, don't worry about me. I have plenty of money saved up. So I'm by no means, going to be kicked out. But it would be very nice to have a job sooner rather than later. The faster I can stop bleeding money, essentially. And I do hate thinking about money so much. It's very much bumming me out with that, because I hate to be the kind of person who sits there and thinks about money constantly, but it is the most, it is one of the biggest things right now, so. And also with that, I'm in a new environment. I'm not around people I know anymore. So it's very lonely. I have my roommate, who is one of my dearest friends, but we don't have very similar schedules, and because of course I'm not working and they are, I'm usually alone. And so it's very, it's easy to be down, and I have been feeling very down. Which is unfortunate. But because of that, it's made it very hard for me to be able to socialize elsewhere. Even my friend groups are kind of suffering at the moment, because I simply don't have the patience and the grace that I usually have to be anything but irritable around other people. And so, even for people who I really genuinely do care about, stuff that, usually would be something that I wouldn't have an issue with now, of course, because I'm far more short-tempered, or far shorter-tempered. You get the idea. It's leading to me not wanting to be around them for their sakes as well as mine. So, that's not fun. But it will pass. I know that. The important thing, I think, is always, when you don't feel well mentally, to understand that it will pass. It's not something that will be forever. And I've been keeping that in mind, and it's been working more or less. But that to say, it's been irritating me, because I've been noticing that I haven't, I see the lovely comments that you wonderful people leave, and I really do want to respond to them. because they're worth responding to. And you leave such kind words, and you say such insightful and interesting and delightful things. And I go to respond and nothing comes out. Or I'll respond to one person and that'll be all the energy I have. And I'll go and do something else that's less taxing. And it's very much upsetting me because I'm of the belief that you all deserve better than that. You deserve to have your thoughts acknowledged and appreciated. And I do appreciate them and I do acknowledge them, but not in a space where you can see them. I read the comments and I take them in, but if I don't respond, as far as any of you are aware, it's as if nothing had ever happened. So that's been frustrating me because I really want to be able to give you all that kind of connection and that appreciation, and when I can't, it frustrates me. So it's something that I intend to work on, but as of this moment, it's not something that's really feasible for me. And the easy solution would be simply write shorter comments or just say, thank you for commenting, or I really appreciate it, thank you for the kind words. But oftentimes you leave such interesting things that I want to expand on them, so I don't know, maybe I will start just leaving smaller comments for now so I can kind of get back into the swing of it, but I don't know. I will say, for those of you who are doubtlessly worried, when it comes to recording audios like this, and like my roleplay audios, of course, that has never been an issue. There are times where I feel uninspired, or there'll be times where I feel like I can't record something correctly, but I never don't want to do it. I never, sit there and think, oh, this is such a chore. And I want to make that perfectly clear because I know that many of you have expressed in the past, when I have stated that I'm perhaps not doing the best, many of you have stated that you want me to take care of myself and you want to make sure that my health comes before my content. You've made it very clear. I am not just a creator, I am a person that you want to ensure is happy and healthy. And I do genuinely appreciate that. And I don't want to, make it seem like I'm not appreciating that when I say this. More so, I want to make sure your potential worries can be quelled. I genuinely love making the content that I do. If I didn't, I simply put, I wouldn't be making it. Or I would be putting it on hold, or I would, go on a hiatus, or I would say, sorry, I can't keep doing this, the channel is over. And that's not at all what I want. What I want is to do this for another several years. And especially right now when I feel so disconnected and, not really feeling like myself, doing these audios and, having a consistent thing that I know, if nothing else, even if, I haven't gotten the dishes cleaned in the sink, even if I couldn't make my bed this morning, even if, I could barely shower, knowing that I can still make one audio, edit it, publish it, make the thumbnail for it, so on and so forth. Knowing that I could do that every week, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel more normal. It makes me feel more capable. So, if nothing else, I know it's good for me to have that as my routine. And of course, I do love this content as well. I love doing it. I love making it. I love, every part of it. So, that's what's been going on with me. And part of me wants to cut the video now and talk about what else I wanted to talk about in a separate video. But I don't know. I think what I shall do is do this really long video, and then for these later parts, I'll post up a poll or something on YouTube. I think that works. So, we're going to keep talking. First of all, let's do a quick check-in with you. How are you doing? I just said that I haven't had it really in me to respond to comments recently, but I do read all of them. It is genuinely an honor to read all the things you have to say, and get to see what your thoughts are, and how you've been and what you're feeling. So if you'd like to leave how you've been, if you've been feeling similarly, I'm very sorry to hear it, but it's good that you're not alone in that experience. But if you've been feeling, if you've been doing lots of exciting stuff, if you have something that's been really big in your life recently, I'd love to hear about it. Do feel free to share. So, yeah. But that being said, the other things I wanted to talk about were kind of things that I'm thinking about, things that I think could be good for the future of myself and the channel. So, firstly, I wanted to briefly talk about the characters on my channel, not in any bad way, but I realized that I realize that I have a lot of characters now. Just thinking off the top of my head, there's, the chill mage and his sibling, the bog mage. There's the cat boy, the friendly giant, the himbo Jimbro, the curious naga, the imp. I forget what, I don't remember what his adjective was. The imp. The caring friend, I want to say it is. And I think a few others that I'm simply not remembering at this moment in time. And that's only referring to characters that don't appear in commissions, because those I don't consider to be my characters. I consider those to be the commissioner's characters. But I digress. So, with that being said, something I've been running into is I want to make sure that they are properly, each of them gets their own screen time. Some of the kind of quote-unquote side characters, like for example, like the bone worm from the Halloween series back in 2023. they maybe don't get into much content because they were kind of one-off characters for the sake of a story, but for the ones that kind of appear more often, or who, folks have really seemed to enjoy and latch onto, I really want to make sure that they get seen again in reasonable amounts of time. So I've been debating possibly setting up a schedule of sorts to have it be that, in a rotational fashion, like every, like, either like certain days out of the month get certain characters, like the first Monday of every month is the Friendly Giant, the first Friday is whatever, is the Cat Boy, and then the second Monday is this, third Monday is that, fourth Monday is this, and of course the fourth Friday is always dedicated to a commission if I can manage it, or something else similar if there's no commissions that I have the ability to post at that point in time. So that being said, I've been thinking about doing something like that, like a schedule. I also worry though that sometimes I simply don't feel inspired for certain characters. I'll feel like, for example, when I first made the Himbo Jimbro, I recorded I think 4 or 5 audios for him in 1 week, and like nobody else. So then of course I had to play catch up with everyone else and like add in other content, so it wouldn't just be 5 weeks straight of one guy. So that being said, that's what I would worry about with like a schedule, like a strict schedule, I should say. But I could also in theory do like a list, like just kind of go down the list and say, okay, well I did this character, so I won't do them again until these people are done. Or I could simply just keep track of it and say, if a character is going like 2 months without getting an audio, I'll do an audio for them in the subsequent month or something. But I don't really know. I'm thinking about it. I don't really know right now. But I do want to find some way to, because I know in the past some people, and I don't mean this in like a call out, kind of like, you terrible folks. Like, it's whatever. I actually think it's quite sweet when people are like, I haven't heard from this character in a while, like, when are you going to do something with them? Because it's like, oh, I'm really glad you like them. But at the same time, then I kind of feel bad because I'm like, I haven't done anything with them in a while, have I? They have been sitting in the background for like a month or two. So we'll figure something out for that. Maybe I'll ask you guys and see your thoughts. But for now, I don't know. But it's something that I've noticed and I want to start working on. Another thing that I've wanted to start working on, and I think I mentioned this a while back, but I really don't know at this point. I've been thinking about adding my older audios onto like Ko-Fi in like the Ko-Fi shop for like really, really cheap. Like, I'm thinking like a bundle of 2 to 3 months for like $1, maybe like 2 months for $1 or something like that, something very inexpensive, all things considered, so that you all can access them offline while also supporting me a little bit, because I know that I think YouTube Premium has the ability to download them, and of course you can also use other tools and websites and such to view them offline, which if you do that, that's fine. But if you want to have them without having to subscribe to YouTube or use like other people's stuff, or if you just want to support me, I thought that might be a fun way to get access to the MP3 files of the audios. And maybe I'd like include a little like, thank you for buying this kind of audio. But yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing that. And of course, I would keep them all up on YouTube. It would just be, you could access them offline by purchasing them in that specific way. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure, and I think I've mentioned this before, I want to make sure that, like, no one ever feels obligated to pay me just to view my content. I make this content because I love the size difference community. I love size difference, obviously. But I love the community, and I love, the adjacent communities, and I really want to give back to them for everything they've done for me over these years. And, I want to give people content to chew on. So, that to say, I would never want to, like, pay you all my content. Which I do want to talk about in a second, because I have been thinking about that. But, when it comes to my previous content that I've made, I would want to leave it up on YouTube so that, people can obviously see it there. But if you want to see it, offline, if you want to just support me in a way that will still give you some sort of visual benefit, or tangible benefit, I should say, without having to pay me too much, because I know that for some people, commissions can be very expensive. So, if you want to do something that'll still get you a small little reward, while also, supporting someone you enjoy, I thought about that might be a nice thing. And again, maybe there'd be like a short little, like, audio being like, "Hi, thank you for purchasing this. Here's like some, here's like a 5-minute, 10-minute ASMR just for you, just to, like, say thanks." So maybe I'd do something like that. But it wouldn't be like a role play. It'd literally just be me saying, like, thanks. So I don't know. That's something I've been thinking about. So again, I think I might do a poll to, like, see what you all would think. If you want to do, if you would be interested in purchasing it, if you'd prefer to be free, if you prefer to be, like, pay what you want. So you can either get it for free, or you can get it for a set amount of money, whatever you want. So yeah, that's something I've been thinking about. Again, I'll probably do, like, a poll on it, but if you have opinions right now, you're more than welcome to share. I just wanted to also, I want to make sure even people who haven't stayed up this long can tell me what they think. So, yeah, the other thing I was thinking about was, and this is one of those things I'm a bit shaky on, I do have quite a few audios that just didn't make the cut for me. I didn't think they were worth sharing, or I made a better version. With what I did recently with the Himbo Jimbro and the 2 Love Confession audios, one of which being the original I did, the other one being kind of the remaster, I suppose, the remake. The remaster. Oh, goodness. But, yeah, so there are quite a few audios that, simply put, I either didn't like the character enough, or I didn't, I thought it was either out of character, or, I just didn't think it was worthy of posting up. But I still have the files. So I was thinking maybe what I could do is, like, similar fashion, I could do, like, a audio dump, put all of those up on Ko-Fi or something, so that if you want to have access to them, you can, but obviously you don't need to. And I would want to put them up on YouTube because, simply put, they're just not things that I think are worth having up here. But again, that comes to the question of, well, are people going to have to pay for it? So what I think I would probably do with, like, a sketch dump an audio sketch dump, I guess is what it would be. But I might do that, like, as a pay what you want. Like, if you want to offer me money for it, you can, but you're not required to. Same thing with bloopers. Goodness gracious, I have quite a few goofy things saved. I also have an entire audio file that's just me actually interrupting myself with burping very loudly. Because for whatever reason, every time I go to record, my stomach's like, let me sing you a song of my people. So maybe I post those up as well. Who knows? But those are some of the things. Those are some of the things I've been thinking about. I will briefly say I've also been thinking about doing some sort of a monthly subscription kind of thing. I don't quite know what I'd do with it though, because there's just not that much I can think of that would be worth someone supporting me monthly. And because sometimes, like today, I don't record an audio until literally the day of, I couldn't just have it be, you'll get my audios a week early. So I don't know. I did think of like some sort of a raffle. I think that's the word I'm thinking of. Where like if you got the like if you subscribed or whatever, then you'd be entered into a raffle for that month for possibly getting like a 10-minute commission for like like $1 or $5 for that, so like that month, instead of the usual like 10 to 15 or whatever it is currently. I don't remember my own prices at the moment. But yeah, that could be a possibility. But at the end of the day, I feel like if that's all I offered was just like a chance to get in, then the moment you've like subscribed for more months than it would cost you to just buy a commission, then you're wasting your money. So I'd want to have it be something else as well. So I'm thinking about it, but right now I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think there's anything that I can offer that's really worth paying me monthly. So, well, it's no big deal. Just something I've been thinking about. But yeah, so that's been what's going on. That's what I've been thinking about. And yeah, I don't have that much more to say. Kind of just to recap, I have been doing very poorly recently, but I will be alright. It's nothing that I haven't experienced before. And it's nothing that I can't get over. It's something that I can't endure. But, if I am not around as much as I was, that's why. And also, I'm thinking about figuring out a proper schedule for my boys so that none of them are left on the sidelines for too long. I'm thinking about posting up the files, like the MP3 files, for my audios so that you guys can have them instead of having to, like listen to them while online. You can listen to them while offline, or you can download them to your phone or your tablet or music player of choice. Go put them on a CD and listen to them on your portable CD player. I don't know. And I have been briefly thinking about monthly subscriptions, but that's not going anywhere fast. I ultimately don't think I will, but it's a possibility. Maybe I could have like a form or something for y'all to fill out to say like, this is what I'd like. That might be nice, actually. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've gotten some good rest. Not even if it's, it doesn't even have to be sleep. As long as you feel rested, that's the important part. As long as you feel relaxed, as long as you feel like you're doing a bit better than before, maybe. Again, tell me how you've been doing. I'd love to know. If I don't respond, just know I have read the comment. And yeah, I hope you're all doing very well. I will see you at a later date. Hopefully Friday I will have another audio that's not out of character for you all to listen to. If I don't, I'll see you Monday. If I do, I'll see you Friday. And yeah, gonna go edit this before I fall asleep. And then I'm gonna send it over to my other computer so I can turn it into a video. Alright. So long, everyone. See you all later.